Hi there, good morning. So wondering what to make for dinner tonight? I've got an idea, and this one's really going to wow everybody. I love serving kebabs because they just look so pretty. I even did kebabs, or I didn't do them, but I had kebabs done at my rehearsal dinner for my wedding, and to this day it's just one of my all-time favorite meals to make at home and to serve to other people at dinner parties because they look so great and they're so easy because they're a make-ahead. So you can actually go to Festival and get the kebabs already done for you. You can even call ahead to order them to make sure they've got them on hand, but they do chicken and beef kebabs. And basically it's pieces of chicken breasts, Dad's boneless marinated chicken breasts, or steak, and they thread it on skewers with veggies. Now you can buy it marinated, but I like to marinate it myself. And a real quick, easy way to marinate it is just, bottled Italian dressing is one of my all-time favorite marinades. But if you have the time to make a homemade marinade, it really just makes it extra special and it makes it your own recipe. So I went ahead and got the kebabs. I'm doing beef and chicken, and I'm going to do a rosemary balsamic marinade, which couldn't be easier. Sounds really gourmet. Trust me, this is easy. I've got 2 to 3 cloves of fresh garlic that I'm just going to give a rough chop to. It's a marinade, so it doesn't have to be all perfect. I've also got some fresh rosemary, and that is key. It's one of my favorite herbs. It just tastes so fresh and wonderful, and tastes like something you'd get out at the restaurant, but it's just so easy to do at home. I'm actually growing, I've got a little herb garden that I do rosemary in, but you can pick it right up at the grocery store, and the recipe calls for about 2 tablespoons. So I just kind of go down the stems to get the leaves off the rosemary, and then I just give it a rough chop, just like I did our garlic, and it just kind of releases the flavors. It smells so good. Okay, so that's really the hardest part of this recipe, chopping up the garlic and the rosemary. Okay, done. Now, I've got some balsamic vinegar, 1/4 cup of balsamic vinegar. I've got some olive oil. I've got, let's see, about 1/2 cup. So 1/2 cup of, usually at home I don't even measure, but 1/4 cup of balsamic to 1/2 cup of olive oil. A little bit of salt and pepper, using fresh ground black pepper. And then in goes all that delicious garlic and rosemary. And just whisk that together. I like to marinate in either a glass or a plastic dish when I'm doing kebabs. Ziploc bags is normally what I like to marinate in, but when it's on the skewers, it tends to poke through the bag, and then you've got the marinade all over your fridge, and that's never a great thing. So cover this in plastic wrap. If you have the time, marinate it a couple of hours or even all day long, even up to 24 hours, and then fire up the grill. And here they are. And I'm telling you, bring these out on a big platter, and you too will look like a rock star. It's kebabs with my rosemary balsamic marinade, great over rice or couscous, or even easier, pick up twice baked potatoes from the deli. Yum. Recipes on our website. You can also pick it up at any Festival Foods. We'll be right back. You're watching Good Day Wisconsin.